Happy day, Sagittarius. We are halfway through the month of April, and today I was guided, I was pushed to offer a reading. And whenever I sat down to meditate and ask what the intention was for this reading, the intention is to give some guidance, some insight into where we are being asked to adjust as we are finishing out this month, right? We are being guided, we are being given some insight around how we're being asked to adjust mentally, emotionally, spiritually, even physically, so that we can finish out this month strong and step into the month of May with more clarity and with a better attitude and mindset so that we can embrace what's unfolding. Because as I'm looking at it, there are a lot of beautiful things in store for the month of May. And so, right now, is the moment where we're being invited to pivot. Okay, we're halfway through the month of April, and this is where we're being invited to pivot. So if you haven't been tuning in, Sagittarius, if you haven't been listening, if you haven't been meditating, if you haven't been praying, if you haven't been just being more intentional about how you utilize your time, your energy, and yourself, right? Then this is the moment in time when you want to take heed. This is the moment when you really want to sit down, get clear, and start listening because, again, there's so much in store for us in the coming weeks, and we want to be available to what's unfolding. We want to be available to what's coming in. Now, this doesn't mean that there's a lot of effort that you have to put in order to prepare, in order to get yourself ready. It really is all about tuning into your heart, tuning into your soul, and listening. It really is all about paying attention to the fact that you are energy. You are an energetic being. How are you using your energy, your thoughts, your words? All of that is energy. So, how are you using your energy? And this is the moment where you're being asked to identify that, to be real with yourself about that, so that as you move forward, you're able to make the adjustments that you need to make, because it's those adjustments with how you use your thoughts, with how you use your word, with how you use yourself, because again, you are energy, right? So how are you using yourself? It's you making those adjustments is what is going to really, really increase and boost the momentum. Okay. So the first card that we have is the Four of Cups. We have the Four of Cups coming through, and the Four of Cups is speaking to Sagittarius, the fact that you have been wrapped up in the illusions, and because you have been wrapped up in the illusions, and so you have been wrapped up in the illusions. We're gonna say that, yes, you've been wrapped up in the illusions, and because you've been wrapped up in the illusions, Sagittarius, you've been in this kind of the word that's coming to mind is you've been in this melancholy state. You've been in this, like, kind of, Eeyore. That's the image that's coming through, is the image of Eeyore. Like, you've been in that space where you've been embodying the frequency that Eeyore embodies, right? The energy, the frequency of just like not quite a pessimist, but almost a pessimist, right? Just think of Eeyore. If you don't know anything about Winnie the Pooh, go watch an episode of Winnie the Pooh, and Eeyore is the donkey. And Eeyore just had such a head always hanging low type of energy, type of vibe, right? And that's what spirit is calling out right now for you, Sagittarius. Spirit is saying, listen, you cannot move forward into new territory with that frequency. You cannot call the new territory in. You cannot call the new reality in if that is the frequency that you are allowing yourself to carry and embody right now. So, Sagittarius, the Four of Cups is speaking to the fact that that's where you've been for quite some time. And so this message is coming through, this reminder is coming through that you need to make an adjustment whenever it comes to your attitude, whenever it comes to the frequency that you're allowing yourself to dwell in right now. That's where you're needing to make an adjustment. And the clarity card that we have coming through or the card that we have coming through to clarify the Four of Cups message is the Ten of Wands, okay? And the Ten of Wands is just is identifying the and speaking to the fact that you have been experiencing quite a bit of stagnation, Sagittarius. You've been experiencing mentally, emotionally, physically, especially, you've been experiencing quite a bit of stagnation. And so, in order for you to move through that stagnation, Spirit wants you to hear, Sagittarius, there's not anything, we're not asking you to do anything difficult. We're not asking you to do something hard in order for you to move through and move past the stagnation. We're asking you to do something so very simple, which is to adjust your attitude and watch and witness and observe how something as simple as adjusting your attitude can create change for you. Watch and observe and witness how something as simple as adjusting your attitude can really transform you and your life from the inside out. And that's what you want right now, okay? The second card that we have coming through is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is really speaking to Sagittarius, this embodying you starting to embody a more charismatic type of energy, a more charismatic type of frequency. And the message that's coming through with this too is that with the Queen of Wands is that you haven't been as compassionate with life as you should be. Right? You haven't been as compassionate towards life as a whole as you should be. And so Spirit is really coming in to say through the Queen of Wands, we need you to be more open towards life. Okay. I've spoke about before here on the channel, Sagittarius, how you've been living with walls up, how you've kind of shut the door on life, on love, on joy, right? Because part of the reason being because in the past you had this fear that something or someone was going to come in and snatch it away, and so that stopped you from having this deep compassion towards life. Right. And so the Queen of Wands is inviting you to step back into that space because naturally that's who you are. You are a charismatic person. Naturally, you are very compassionate and open to people and to life. And so the Queen of Wands is saying, as you are moving through the rest of April, as you are moving through the rest of this month, preparing to step into May, which is full of abundance. There's May is just full of abundance, full of newness and beauty and warmth. And the Queen of Wands is inviting you to step back into this space where you are compassionate and open towards life, right? I mean, look at her. Her arms are spread wide. She's open, she's ready, right? And then you look at the fact that it's the Queen of Wands. She's in her power. She knows that staying true to herself, regardless of what life has offered her, is the key. Staying open, staying true to herself, to her heart, to her soul, no matter what life has offered, regardless of what life has offered, regardless of what the external circumstances of life might look like right now, staying open is key. Being compassionate towards life, being open is the key. Okay. And we have the Chariot coming in to clarify the Queen of Wands message. Okay. And the Chariot is beautiful in this clarifying spot for the Queen of Wands because the Chariot asks us, Sagittarius, to really look at the energy that we truly want to be harnessing for our good. Okay, right now we're sitting with this Four of Cups energy, this melancholy, walking around with our head down, shoulders hunched energy. And so the Chariot is coming in to clarify the Queen of Wands message, saying, this is the energy that you are supposed to be harnessing This is the energy that you are supposed to be harnessing. This is the energy that once you really tap into it, once you really harness it, things are going to change. Again, it is not about you working super hard, Sagittarius. It's not about you taking so many steps and doing so many things and putting forth a lot of effort. It is all about you deciding to harness this Queen of Wands energy, this charismatic, open, compassionate towards life energy. And the Chariot is saying, whenever you allow yourself to harness that energy, when you make the choice, when you decide to harness that energy, that's whenever the path is going to become more clear. That's whenever you're going to see, oh, I'm going in this direction. I need to be going in this direction. But harnessing that energy, that Queen of Wands energy, is what is going to create and cultivate real change for you. And not change like 6 months down the road, but change right now. I always say healing is instantaneous. So when you give yourself the chance to harness this energy, the change is going to happen immediately, Sagittarius. Some of it you might see, some of it you might not see immediately, but you will feel the change taking place, and that's the key. The next card that we have coming through is the Six of Swords. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is speaking to this movement. There's movement happening, there's movement occurring. And this is why you have to adjust your attitude. This is why you have to adjust your attitude, because movement is happening. And when you are stuck in this stagnant energy, you're unaware. You're unaware that the momentum is picking up. You're unaware that movement is occurring when you're stuck in that melancholy energy, when you're stuck in that stagnant energy. You're unaware. You can't see it. All you can see is the illusions that your mind is holding on to. And so the Six of Swords is saying, listen, you've been ready for change, you've been ready for movement, and it's happening. It's happening. But are you available? Are you available to it? Are you ready? Are you ready for the movement? Your attitude, your mindset will let you know if you are. And so this, again, we're halfway through the month of April, and this reading is all about revealing to us and showing us what it is that we need to do in order to prepare for this movement that is happening, that is occurring. We are moving forward. The changes that we have been wanting to make, they are happening. It is occurring, right? Whatever steps you've been wanting to take forward, the door is opening. The door is opening for you. And the change is going to happen quickly, right? The resources are going to smack you in the face. This is why you have to be ready and available. And again, it's more so about being mentally and emotionally and energetically prepared for this movement, okay? The card that we have coming in to clarify the Six of Swords message is the Three of Cups. And if you have watched the weekly reading for the week of April 13th through April 19th, then the Three of Cups was present during that. And you know that the message was heavily centered around love and a love coming in, or a love being present, that is very foundational in this process of you moving forward, of you awakening to the truth of who you are, and really grounding into that. And so the Three of Cups is clarifying for the Six of Swords that you are moving on. You are moving on towards a life, towards a new reality that is truly rooted in love, that is truly rooted in harmony, inner harmony and outer harmony. Okay. You're moving on towards a new reality that is truly rooted in love. Everything that you do in this new reality will be rooted in love. All the relationships that you engage with, that you have, that you experience, all the connections that you experience, rooted in love. Every single opportunity that you receive, that you accept, that you come into contact with, rooted in love. And you will know if it's not, because if it's not, this energy will be present. If you move forward with something and this energy is present, that is letting you know that you have not allowed yourself to stay rooted in this foundation, right? So we're looking at, again, the Three of Cups, rejuvenating love. And really it's you reconnecting with who you are as the embodiment of love. And I spoke about this in the weekly reading, but you reconnecting with who you are as the embodiment of love and giving yourself permission to be curious about how you as the embodiment of love, how grounding into that, how allowing that to be the foundation for your life, for your experience, looking at, witnessing, observing how that energy can change your life. Where you are headed, there is so much love. There's an unconditional love, love that is healing, love that is eye-opening, love that is just uplifting and empowering. You are coming into that. You are sharing in that with yourself, and you are sharing in that with others. You are moving on towards a life that is rooted in love. You've known the contrast. You've known the contrast. Right? You've known the contrast. And so now it's time for you to know nothing else but this, this love, this harmony, this peace, this joy, this fulfillment, this soul satisfaction. Be prepared to celebrate your life from now on. Your life from now on. I'm hearing too, okay, because we're still here. So I'm hearing too that you're moving on towards a life that is just full of celebration. Yeah, there will be hard moments because it's life, so you will experience those moments. But from this point forward, it's really just celebrating, celebrating. The next card that we have coming through is the Magician. And the Magician is speaking to Sagittarius the fact that you have everything you need. You are moving forward. Whether this is a physical move, moving on from an old job to a new job, moving on from an old relationship to a new relationship, moving on from an old city to a new city, old state to a new state, old country to new country, what you are moving on. And the Magician is coming through to clarify that you have everything that you need, Sagittarius, to make this move. You have every single tool that you need. You have every single resource that you need to make this move. And whatever resource isn't available to you right now in a tangible sense, it will meet you there. So the message with the Magician is that there's this question coming through. Why are you hesitating? Why are you hesitating to step forward? Why are you hesitating to make the mental and emotional and energetic adjustments that you need to make? And the reason why is because you're just afraid. You're afraid that, okay, if I take this step, the resources that I need are not going to meet me there. But the Magician is reminding you that, yes, they're already there waiting for you, because you wouldn't be called into a new territory. You wouldn't be called into a new space if the resources were not already available. And the Magician is reminding you that the resources live within you first. Are you accessing your inner resources? That's another question coming through. So as we're at the halfway point of April and moving through the rest of the month, it's you checking in with yourself and saying, okay, what are those inner resources that I'm not putting to use? And how can I put them to use? So it's identifying those and asking, how can I put those inner resources to use? And the card that we have coming through to clarify the Magician's message is the Justice card, which the Justice card was also present during the weekly reading. And with the Justice card right now, Sagittarius, the message is really as it's clarifying the magician, it's just this reminder that, listen, it's this reminder that life becomes fair whenever you realize and recognize that you are in control. Life becomes fair whenever you realize and recognize that you are in control. Life becomes fair for you. You experience more fairness when you begin to understand, realize, recognize that you are source, that you are an embodiment of source, which means you have every single thing, again, the magician, you have every single thing that you need to step forward, to move forward. So the justice card is saying, Sagittarius, you've been waiting for justice to be served. You've been waiting for life to be, fair. Again, you have this Four of Cups energy. So the justice card is saying, go back over there, because a part of the mindset, a part of the attitude here with the Four of Cups is you've been telling yourself that life isn't fair. But the justice card is reminding us that life becomes fair. You experience this sense of fairness when you realize and accept that you are source, and that, again, every resource that you need to move forward, to step forward, to experience life more abundantly is dwelling within you. And the last card that we have to wrap up the message is the Ace of Coins. So again, at the beginning, I was saying that May looks like abundance. May looks like doors opening up, opportunities presenting themselves, the wheels finally turning, momentum building, and the Ace of Coins is coming through to say, yes, absolutely, a new beginning is here. A new beginning is here. And if you can make these adjustments that you're being asked to make, you will experience, as you step forward, a newfound sense of security, inner security and external security. You're going to recognize and realize that abundance starts within, it flows from within you. And if you make the adjustments that you're being asked to make as you're moving throughout the rest of this month, you will recognize, you will witness all of it flowing from within you. So you will feel it deeply within your being. And then come the month of May, and maybe as you're moving throughout the month of April, the rest of the month of April, you'll witness it. It will materialize. It is materializing, but you have to make those adjustments first. So that is the message for the halfway point. As we are moving through the month of April, we've reached the halfway point, and that is the message that wanted to be shared. That's the message that wanted to be offered. Sagittarius, make sure that you are taking all the time to make those adjustments that you are being called to make. So it's more simple than we've allowed ourselves to believe. And so if you could just make those small adjustments that you're being asked to make, you will see amazing change and transformation take place in your life. Okay, I do have a tarot special going on right now. It is a 3-card tarot pool for $33. There are only 7 spots available for each day that this offering is being extended. You can use the link in the description underneath this video to book your spot. I also want to invite you to join me Saturday morning for the Archer's Reiki Circle, which is a Reiki meditation that I host specifically for the Sagittarius community. So if that's something that speaks to you, you can also use the link in the description to sign up for that. Thank you so much for being here with me. I do appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That is how you can support the work that is being done here. And I will see you next time.